For years, pictures like this have personified only such racing greats as Sterling Moss. Well, now, through 20th century technicians, you can put yourself in that picture through a relatively new and extremely fast-rising sport called slot car racing. Why would you say slot car racing has become so popular?
Well, because all the kids nowadays like cars, and when I was a kid, everybody liked airplanes.
Everything getting harder to find. Everybody jumping out of their mind. Everybody going out of their skin. See, we get to the end, but that's where we begin. You feel it? Mannequins and we breaking the mold. Breaking out and we breaking the codes. Similar to the jack who stole to the depths in your wet, so you take explosive, get it out. Send your body to flight. Everybody got a target tonight. Everybody come along for the ride. All you studs and your duds and your ladies is fly. Grip the moment like you're gripping the earth. Feel a weight and you're feeling the girth. Now you get it, now you're feeling your worth. Fitness how you used to make when everything used to hurt. It goes. No time to rest. Just do your best. What you hear is not a test. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you go. Gotta go, gotta make it on time. Brightest star gonna be the guide. Gotta get you to the other side, to where the butterflies and where the peace resides. The first 5 minutes for the 15 of fame. 5 seconds for you saying my name. I'm deadly sharp shooting the game. Gonna hit you in the soul, execution is aim. Get together and we building a fire. Clear smoke and it's taking us higher. Hands up, everyone is one. If you see yourself making it, you see in the sun. Metropolis on the edge of control. They take our money, but they won't take our soul. Fuck that, ain't gonna do it no more. Won't do what we told and we ain't gonna fold. We go. No time to rest. Just do your best.
In 1997, I was racing for Hogan Racing, and that was in the middle of the split. And so we were not running the Indy 500. I went and sat in the grandstands with some of the team. And my first impression was the speed of the cars, the noise, the size of the facility shocked me. How big it was, and the layout. And so, yeah, that was my first experience here. I didn't come back again until 2002, until I drove my first laps. My first impressions actually were, this is easy. Came back for the race for the month. It's 20 degrees warmer and windy, and I flat-sided the car off of turn 1 quite soon into the test. And I was like, this isn't quite as easy as I thought. And that was the first insight into the challenge of the Indianapolis 500. And that started this love affair that I have with this race and with this track. And so in a couple of years, we qualified in the front row, run quite well. But 2007, just the car was really, really good. That feeling going down it always hit me on the backstretch for some reason. That feeling of just, we've done it. And that was on the backstretch. But I turned in from pit lane, you do that left turn, and I see my family and my friends and my team standing there. And then yeah, that was the moment. I've still got it in my head. And that was the yeah. It is the culmination of a lifetime of effort. I remember when I won the first one, at first I thought, right, I'm quite happy now. I've done what I wanted to do. Right, cool, I can kind of do whatever I want, I'll chill out. And then about a week later, I was like, oh, oh dear. I realized what the fire was actually burning brighter. But it is that combination of effort, you know, not just from you, but from people that have helped you along the way. I was at the shop last month, and it was ring day, and everybody got a ring for Alex's win last year. Everybody. And everybody's put that effort, and everybody feels it on the team.
Hi, how are you? Are you a Journey Rewards member? Of course.
All right, guys, coming in this lap. Tires and fuel. Tires and fuel. You need this one for the win. Why'd you have to get so many?
I had the rewards.
For years, pictures like this have personified only such racing greats as Stirling Moss. Well, now, through 20th century technicians, you can put yourself in that picture through a relatively new and extremely fast-rising sport called slot car racing. Why would you say slot car racing has become so popular?
Well, because all the kids nowadays like cars, and when I was a kid, everybody liked airplanes.
Everything getting harder to find. Everybody jumping out of their mind. Everybody going out of their skin. See, we get to the end, but that's where we begin. You feel it? Mannequins and we breaking the mold. Breaking out and we breaking the codes. Similar to the jack who stole to the depths in your wet, so you take explosive, get it out. Send your body to flight. Everybody got a target tonight. Everybody come along for the ride. All you studs and your duds and your ladies is fly. Grip the moment like you're gripping the earth. Feel a weight and you're feeling the girth. Now you get it, now you're feeling your worth. Fitness how you used to make when everything used to hurt. It goes. No time to rest. Just do your best. What you hear is not a test. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you go. Gotta make it on time. Brightest star gonna be the guide.
Hello, race fans from all over the world. This is the most exciting event that we have here at Electric Dreams. This is the 2026 Slot.it Nationals. This is Marc Natividad. Hello, everybody. What a great packed house we have here. There's racers from over 12 different countries. The last group is practicing right now, and I'm just kind of watching, and there's so many people here. The vibe is great. There's so much going on, and thank you for joining us. And we are finishing the last practice group. Have a little bit of break after this, and then we will have what we call the carb hour. So just so you know, we have a C1 and C2 this year. C2 is specifically the Slot.it Porsches, 956 or 962, and there are specific gears and specific rules pertaining to that car. And then we have C1. C1 is the class that I'm going to be in, and C1 is any other Slot.it model than Porsche. I have seen the Jags run. The new Mazda 767B is out there. I've seen a few other different cars, but not Jaguar. It seems to be Jaguar and Mazda, but it is great. Mauricio Ferrari is here from Slot.it, and if you didn't see the broadcast yesterday with our track call, you'll see Mauricio Ferrari talking about the new cars coming out from Slot.it. What a great day. It's warm in here. I got this new shirt. Thank you, Marco. I got to be me. But all in all, it's going to be a great weekend, and this is just the start of it. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. Get your stuff set up and get prepared to see some really great racing from over 12 different countries represented here at the Slot.it Nationals 2026 at Electric Dreams in El Segundo, California, the world's biggest slot car store. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you are a local and you want to join us, then it's only $5 to get in, and you could hang out and watch all day. But if you're not local, that's okay. You can stay here and watch as well. And I'm going to check on the chat here and see who is on the chat so I can give some shout-outs. Give me a second here so I can get things tuned in because we just started our broadcast. So let's see who is on, who is on. All right, still trying to get here. Electric Dreams, there we are. Slot.it Nationals, there we are. And let's chime into the chat. All right, the usuals are here. So we got Jim Wolf, Richie Austin, HSF Racing, Two Lines. Marty, what's up? My gosh, we got Bo Amano, Frankie Valles is in here, NorCal. Wow, let's see, who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Rob Crossland. Alexis is here. Slot Card Dude, what's up? All the great of the greats, and thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us. It's awesome. All right, good shot of the track here. So again, final practice and tech inspection. So we're getting ready to go for that. But just had a question. Somebody asked me if I painted Ian's car. Actually, that was done by one of Doug's kids. It's a really unique livery. It has a crayon and done with, how kids color. Pretty cool. That's great. Nice touch. I hope that one wins concourse because that would be awesome. And hello to Doug's family and Ian's family. And sorry that we're kidnapping them for the weekend, but they're ours. So I'm sure you know how to contact them. I'm sure. All right. We got different camera angles. We've had a little bit of time to test everything out, all of our system. We have Kate down there. Marco's running around. Mauricio Ferrari, I see him back there. We got some young drivers on the track too. We have Wyatt, who's our youngest driver. He's a local. So welcome Wyatt, running the C2 class. Pretty awesome. And a lot of drivers wearing their lanyards back here so that it doesn't interfere with the turn marshalling. There we go. All right, that's a new shot right there as well, the finish line. So we can have a photo finish. Huh? Isn't that cool or what? Awesome. I love it. So much work has gone into making sure this runs smoothly and getting this all together. And our team has worked hard. Special thank you to Jason, who's upstairs, and Brendan on the camera, and Michael in the warehouse. Kristen is here today. And Kate, of course, is here. I'm here. And we got John Bassett's here as well, still with us, hanging out. And he'll be only a short time more here. He's going back home to Spain, but he wants to stay here. So, yep. Hello, Ivan, if you're watching. Yvonne, I should say. We say in America, we say Ivan, but in Spain, it's Yvonne. Got photographer here, Julio Bustamante. Thank you so much. I see Marco coming. All the faces, all the people. And here comes Paul. Come on up. Mr. Grosky, watch your step. Please watch your step. All right, come on in. It's kind of tight there, like a size 7, but you can get there. All right, Paul Grosky joining me. Dude, it's... There we go. Looking pretty awesome out here. Great to see all the racers here, Paul, including yourself. How's it? There we go. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. That's good. That's good.
So, but yeah, I've been here a few times now and really enjoy coming here. Marco, you guys put on a good show. It's nice to see some friends and hang out. Me and Herman were hanging out today for breakfast. And yeah, anyways, track seems nice today. And so we'll see. Good to see. We got young guys on the track.
Yeah.
We got ladies on the track.
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
And I think it's great for our little sport to get some, new faces out here. It's good.
Absolutely. I totally agree. To see Wyatt is actually a local. And then we've got Nicole, we've got Raven, and then Kate, our own Kate, is running as well.
Oh, Kate's going to race this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, so that's great. It's a good mix. We got a lot of familiar fast guys that I race with. From me and Herman's been racing for over 30 years.
Wow.
All over the United States and the world, actually. So,
Wow.
So I got that. Now I'm meeting new people too, and so yeah, it's just a good event. So I'm always happy to come down here and mess around and have some fun with these guys. It's good.
Yeah. What car are you running?
So I'm running the Jaguar. I think they call it an XJR. It's either a 9 or something like that. The
Okay.
one that most people are running. I had a Mazda also, and the Mazda, it was close at my house, really close. I got here, and the other one felt a little more forgiving, and most of the fast guys are running it, so that's what you got to do sometimes. And so when I swapped the tires, then the Jag got a little quicker at the end of practice yesterday, so I'm like, okay, that's the one we're going to run.
Yeah, but now we got a motor change. So
Yeah.
also in C1, we had to have the spec motor, which everybody else is running, but in tech we had to switch that motor out.
Yeah, so I had in my car, from the same batch, I bought a motor, but yeah, knowing we're going to take it out for the race. So anyway, now none of us know what we got.
Nope, we don't know.
It makes it kind of fun, really. And
Yep.
so I like it. Me and Herman were talking, the more handout stuff you do, the better I feel, because some guys can find ways to go that maybe I don't know how to go to do to make my car so good. But if you hand out a bunch of parts, suddenly it's more fair.
Exactly.
It comes back to the driver.
Yep.
So I always like that, and so we'll see now with these motors, and they're going to let us, try to for 15 laps, right?
Right.
And that's nice because we'll get to at least feel, and maybe it has more brake or less brake than the motor we had. So you
Right.
can adjust your control if you need
Right.
to, and get a little feel, make sure it goes forward.
Yeah, not backward.
Yeah.
My thing is the motor break in. That's for me. I always
Yeah.
break in my motor, so
I know.
I'm not used to
Pretty
not
much
having a
everybody-
broken in.
Yeah, most everybody breaks them in, and so we'll see. I think they'll go fine. Some guys I know here have tested them for sure right out of the box just to see what they would do, and they've had pretty good results. They said so.
Okay.
We're hoping that that's how it goes for us too. So yeah. So anyway, should be fun and good event here.
Yeah, Paul, tell everyone where you're from, man. Come on.
So yeah, so I live in Anthem, Arizona, and we've got a great little club down there. That's the Far Out AZ guys, and so there's like 20 of us racing a couple times a month now.
Testing.
And I got my track in the circuit, so we go there. Couple, I'm in the rotation. So, but originally from San Francisco,
Shot of the rain room?
when it was cool to be from there.
Can I go here?
It's still okay, but I have friends and family there. But anyway, it's not the same. So we slowly moved to Petaluma, where I raised my family. And then 5 years ago, I retired, and that's when I moved to Arizona.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we want everybody to know,
Yeah.
your
So
whereabouts.
The drive over was pretty easy, like 5.5, 6 hours maybe to drive over.
Yeah.
So me and one of the other guys drove over together, and so yeah, it's not that bad. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's always great to have you. Great to be in your presence, and you're such a great guy, and we love you, and I just that's why it's like a brotherhood.
Yeah,
Or in sisterhood now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really like a nice family. Like we're competitors. We want to win, but we also I love helping people and trying to figure them out and show them what I can. I like it, so it's been fun for me for a long time. So it's always great.
Great.
So,
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks for having me
All
on.
right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
So,
Yeah, lots of love for Paul. Thank you. All right, please watch your step down. This is a widowmaker. we don't have any handrails or an escalator. Yeah, dude. I'm not letting you go down hard. That's for sure. All right, Paul Gorowski, thank you so much, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining us. And that's the part of the group that we have here. That's the part of the camaraderie that we all have as slot car racers. Some more competitive. We got artsy people. I'm not competitive, but I am more artsy. So, doing my own car, the Finish Line Mazda that won in 1989, 767. It's great to see a lot of the custom cars, beautiful paintwork and things like that. So that's another great reason to come and check out the Nationals here at Electric Dreams. Such a pinnacle event for us in our store and the hobby as well, helping grow the hobby. And again, you got to share the hobby. That's how we're going to grow it. We got to get the kids involved. That's how we're going to grow it. You got to get the ladies involved. That's how we're going to grow the hobbies. But nevertheless, all in all, I'm doing all we can, and we at Electric Dreams are doing all that we can to spread the word and to create a really strong following for slot car racing going forward. All right, back to the track here. Again, this is the final practice and tech inspection. Tech inspection is pretty arduous as well. Maybe we can get a camera shot back there later on, but there's a sheet, you fill in your name, you have to take your body off, and we have Chris from Chip Ganassi Racing. He is our last technical inspector for the slot cars, so we're not messing around this year. So there is no margin, there is no, yes, maybe it's this or that or this, not that. basically it. So, and again, the motor changed for C1, and I went ahead and went radical on my change, took out a weight, I got a new motor, and I changed the gear. And we'll see. We'll see how that runs. And you know what? I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. All right, this is the 2026 Slot.it Nationals here at Electric Dreams in El Segundo, California, the world's biggest slot car store. This is Marc Natividad calling the shots live trackside. We'll have Ian and Doug up here as well later on, and those guys are hilarious. So I've been mashing it with them all morning long, and I think I got cramps in my stomach because I'm laughing so much, but such a fun group of guys, so they'll be up here. And I did see Ian on the track practicing, and I think Doug is his pit crew, so they'll be back, so stay tuned. It's going to be a great day. We've got, later on, we've got qualifying, and we've got finishing tech, and so it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Okay, just listening to some stuff going on. So let's head on over to Kate, see what's going on.
Hi everybody, familiar face here and hopefully familiar face here. I am here in the rain room with Corey Jett. Corey was in an earlier group today for practice, and you checked already, right?
I checked already, yes.
Did we pass?
Barely, but yes, I did pass.
Are we excited for qualifying? How is the mood? How is everything going here? Are we nervous, shaking? Are we excited?
Excited, nervous. Last year was not my best race, probably one of my worst ever. So obviously I want to do better than that. So still a little nervous because that's hanging over me.
Right. And you're pitting in the rain room?
Pitting in the rain room.
What do we think of the rain room?
Rain room is awesome. Rain room is super awesome.
You heard it from here, folks. We have the Corey Jett in our very own rain room. He's excited for the rest of the race. I'm going to send it back to Mark because I'm sure we got a lot more going on there. We're almost going to hit our concourse, and then we'll catch you later. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Kate. Awesome. Corey, another great guy. I've known Corey for a couple of years now. It's great to see familiar faces here always. And that's who comes to the races. It's it's a great scene to hang out. And I mean, even if you're not competitive, even if you're not racing, just to come and hang out, because there's a lot of good knowledge being shared here amongst the slot car racers, and everybody's helping each other. And the guys that are just coming in or that came in later on, setting up their cars yesterday and trying to get them all dialed in for today. So good friend of mine, Carlos from Mexico City, been helping him, and I gave him a body for his car, and it's so much fun sharing. And it's words can't describe being in the environment. Never, ever. I can paint the picture all day long, but you still won't get the whole picture. And that was just a little part. We have the electric alley outside. We have another pit area inside, right behind our Nyland Raceway, right beside that. And then in our warehouse, we made some room as well for another pit area, which I hear it's a little bit warm in there. We got a fan running, but you got a lot of hard-breathing guys back there and some competitiveness, and yeah, the heat factor does go up. All right, let's see if Doug's coming back in on the track here. See, I see Mike Sharon, Ian's on the track. There's Sean, Nicole, first time racing with us, Nicole Clapper, and Mark Jones, ex-Mattel Hot Wheels designer. So we got some great people here today. Oh, there's Sean Lee. All right, Sean Lee from up north. Did some HR racing with Sean Lee last Thanksgiving. Got a great track. Roseville Raceway, if you want to look him up, check him out up there if you're in the area. Hit up Sean Lee, Roseville Raceway. Get his website later on. All right, see a lot of Porsche, so it looks like we're running mostly C2s right now. So it's interesting as well on C2. I think we're going to see some C2s really, really high up on the leaderboard, just because the choice of motor that you got your pick of 3 motors. And typically, if you're a tuner and you enjoy tuning cars, you're going to have a tachometer, and you're going to see what those motors are running at. So technically, it's a 23,000 motor, 23,000 RPM motor, and you're going to pick the best one that revs high. And that's not always a good choice, but whatever makes your car run the best. And I did a gear change today because I felt my gear wasn't really giving me enough to get me to the end of the straight. So we'll see how that goes. If not, I'm just going to sit back and let everybody pass me and run my laps. That's what I'm going to do. It's my race strategy. Right, good shot of overall racers. Everybody's focused. Look at Ian over there. Focus, focus, focus. And you got to see if we can get a shot at Ian's car that Doug's kids have designed. Pretty cool. I love it. Reminds me of when I was a kid, we had a postage stamp contest, and the kids would use crayons and markers and make art for a postage stamp, and then one stamp would be picked, and that stamp would actually become a U.S. postage stamp. So that's what that reminds me of. I know, I'm dating myself, going way back. I'm just an old age numbered guy in a young body. I think that's or at least young at heart. All right. Someone asked me a question. We'll be broadcasting now. Yes, we are live on YouTube, and thanks for joining us. And thanks for being here for the Slot.it Nationals 2026 at Electric Dreams in El Segundo, California, the world's biggest slot car store. Well, this is the last practice, and we had a new check-in system, so that worked out really well. So basically, within our badges, we have a little QR code, and we scan in, and then when we start on red and finish on black, once we finish on black, we scan in again, so that puts us back on red, so the rotation goes through once more. Great system. And a lot of these systems are new systems that we have in place to make things run a lot smoother and keep things on schedule. Okay, so now we're announcing that this is the last practice. 9 minutes, and then the power goes off in 9 minutes. Right, great racing on the track. Seen a lot of everything on the track today, a lot of liveries. And I remember one year we ran the Nationals, there were so many Nissans, it was almost all Nissans one year. But then we had a little weight change because the Nissan is such a light car. But the three cars of choice in C1 were typically going to be cars, the bodies that sit on top of the chassis, and those cars would be the Nissan, it would be the Jaguar, certain Jaguar, and then also the new Mazda. And that's the car that I'm running, that's the car that I chose this year. I think next year I saw the new Lancia that Mauricio Ferrari brought, the new livery, so I think I want to run Lancia next year, not sure. But I still have to run Lancia, I still have to run a Jaguar, and I still have to run a Toyota. And now seeing all these great paint jobs, I'm already thinking about what colors I want to do for my next car. Jason Comedina is here, our concourse winner from the last 2 years with his winning Mazdas. He's got a banger of a car, but man, there are lots of nice cars. I don't want to give anything away just yet, but there are lots of nice cars here for the 2026 Nationals. Slot Journal is on, Easy E Slot Cars. Thanks for joining us here. And at H_I_E_T is on as well. Let's see. Oh, Marco's mom. Hello, how you doing? New Seguido. Thank you, nice shirt. Marco had a lot to do with the shirt this year. Yep, but I'm the only one crazy enough to wear the shirt apparently. So once I set that bar high in that STP suit I had that one year, there's no going back. So it's crazy shirts from here on at the Nationals. So if you want to see my crazy shirt next year, well, you got to wait till next year. But this is it for this year, which I actually like. It's a light nylon, just like a golf shirt. No pocket though, but still awesome shirt. I love it. I feel like Ian Weir actually asked to maybe put a duck hidden somewhere, and if somebody could find the duck, then I would feel weird with people staring at me like that. Why are they looking at me like that? Yeah, I see Wyatt in red there. It's our youngest driver for today. I got to ask how old Wyatt is. But his dad David's here as well, his pit crew. So it's great to have them. And kids of all ages. come and race with us. It's not about winning or losing. It's about having fun and being in a hobby that you love. All right, come at 45 seconds left, but I think we still have about 5 or so minutes, maybe 6 or so minutes left. But this will be the last group for sure. And then I think we're going to run into the cars will be picked for concourse, and the winning cars will be picked by Mauricio Ferrari. The 10 cars that he thinks are the best looking cars. So that's going to happen as well. Stay tuned for that. And the carb hour we're going to have is basically going to be 15 laps per driver. That's 11:45. We had originally scheduled that earlier. And the concourse voting will come up, and the results will be before 2. We're going to do a group picture. And qualifying hopefully will start around 2:30. So that's the schedule that I'm reading from here. Our race program, our official Slot.it Nationals 2026 race program. All right, shout out to everybody still on, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for all of the post-race stuff. The interviews, the people who are coming in, the winning car, just all the interesting stuff. And the weekend is not over yet. This is going to be a long day for all of us here, all the staff here, and for a lot of the racers too. So once we get qualifying, then we'll know what time we are racing tomorrow. So I think that's going to be sent via email. But it's definitely going to be a long afternoon. Probably 4 hours at least for qualifying. I believe we're about a minute for qualifying. I think I heard a minute. Might be a minute. No, it's got to be a minute because we have so many people. Again, almost 100 racers from over 12 different countries. And that is a record for us. The biggest nationals we've held so far here at Electric Dreams. We're making history and we're breaking records. Great overhead shot from our overhead cam. Especially when the races get close and you can see lane to lane, especially, you know, for example, if you got 2 racers in yellow and black or green and white racing together, it's a great overhead shot to see where they are on the track. Thanks to Jason setting up all the new camera angles, and Braden and John helped too with the cables. So special thank you to John Bassis from Scale Auto. He's here with us. Haven't seen much of him. Maybe he's working on his car. We got all the prizes sitting out on the counter. We'll try to get a shot of that later. And also try to get a shot of the trophies as well. Some great looking trophies this year. And some special little trophies from Doug and Ian at Magnetic Racing. And speaking of Magnetic Racing, make sure you go check out their website, magneticracing.com, for all of your scenery needs, for all the laser cut wood kits. Very simple to put together, easy to paint, great stuff. Our track that we have in the middle, Samson Raceway, is full of the Magnetic Racing products. It's awesome. So come and check it out. But Magnetic Racing, Mag fans. And let's see, who else is on here? Chris is on now. Marty's still there. Karina, what's up, Karina? How's it going? Big shout out to Karina. And my buddy Walt, if you're listening, if you're watching YouTube, my good buddy Walt Snyder was in San Diego. That we did a big track project together, and very, very happy that the project turned out the way he wanted it to. He drew me a sketch, and I told him what he needed, and I built him a track, and that's that. So I hope he's still enjoying that with him and his son and his grandsons. We've been chatting back and forth. He's been asking me a lot of questions about tech and qualifying and stuff that, you know, there's a lot of information that gets relayed in the Nationals and needs to be talked about. We need a radio program or something, a podcast, maybe a podcast, but that's maybe in the works, so stay tuned. Not allowed to give you any information I'm not supposed to, so, but who knows? You never know. Also have the families here of some of the kids racing. So let's see, how many pre-teenagers do we have racing this year? I think we would have three pre-teenagers racing with us this year. It's awesome. Some of them you've probably seen or know. And that's going to be it for practice. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, everybody. Great practice. Big Marv's on. What's up, Big Marv? Haven't seen you in a minute. Glad you can join us. Big Marv, man, we go way, way, way back. Then you had to move to Texas. Ian's back. Come on, man, get up here. Oh, you got to go. That's right. Okay. Okay, you be back shortly. Take your time. All right, back to tech. There goes Ian from Magnetic Racing. All right. Well, that's the finish of the practice, and hopefully everybody got their laps in. Good way to check your car, check your controller, check your settings, check and see who you're running with, and check your lap times to see if there's been an improvement from all the adjustments that you made. And pretty much once the car goes into tech, we're not allowed to touch the car until we do our qualifying. So that's it. If you needed to make an adjustment, that was it. All right, we're going to try to get you into tech so we can see what's going on in tech here. Give us a second. Okay, there we go. All right, look at that tech. So it looks like they are, that's Mark Perkins. And I think he's putting the pinion that he had on his other motor onto the new motor. And again, that's important because now you have a pinion that's been running with the gear. So that's a great shot. Thank you, Brendan. That's a great, great, great shot. So there's our tech. So basically, if you're in C1, you have to move over to that station. You have to solder in your motor. And if you are replacing the pinion, you got to put your pinion back on. And then you have to move over to the final inspection, which is Chris from Ganassi Racing. Checking the gear mesh. The tires look really good on Mark's car. Nice and smooth. You want to see those smooth tires. That means they're well broken in. So, but then again, who knows what that motor's going to do? Who knows? All right, looks like he's going to solder his wires in now. And then looks like there's a little block there to test it to make sure your car is going the right way. All right, that was tech inspection. So it's pretty intense. This is a whole new thing for us. Not tech inspection isn't new, but the way that we're doing tech inspection is new. All right, so let's see if we can get in there and talk to Chris from Ganassi Racing, and he'll talk a little bit about what he's doing in tech. And great to have him here. I saw him when the Ganassi team was here before the Long Beach Grand Prix. So it's good to see him again, and it's nice to have the Ganassi team on board with us for some slot car racing. And if you've seen some of their real cars, you may want to look and see if you can find the Electric Dream sticker on the cars. Yeah, Kiffin for sure has one on his car, for sure. And Alex does too. I'm sure it's on the car somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but it's on the car. So next time you see him run, look for our Electric Dream sticker. All right, we're trying to get that shot set up for you, and thank you for joining us here at the 2026 Slot.it Nationals at Electric Dreams. All right, here we go. Let's go on over and check it out.
Hi everybody, I'm in an undisclosed location. It may or may not be the warehouse of Electric Dreams, here with Chris from the Chip Ganassi Racing team. He is actually an R&D engineer for the team, and he is here doing something a little bit more serious, working on slot cars. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, my voice is gone. I don't know if the audience can tell, but how's tech been for you here?
Tech's been great. Yeah, everybody's built some really nice cars, and it's good to see everybody's different work ethics from car to car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is everybody being nice to you? Everyone's being fair?
Only because I have to.
So I know this is very fun and all, but are you doing anything like after this event?
I'm getting on an airplane and going to Laguna Seca.
I heard about that. Are you excited for that as well, or?
I'm very excited. Yes, we get to do the Historics event. We have 2 of our cars out there. So we'll have Alex and Artie's 4 car, and then Alex Pillow's Indy 500 winning 10 car.
That is very cool. I know it's not as exciting as what's going on here, because of course it's the U.S. Nationals. You know, this is what we're looking forward to. I'm just joking. I'm going to take you back and let him work on what he's got to do, because Roger's been sitting here very patiently. Thank you so much, Chris. I hope that everyone's been nice to you, and I hope you can stick around for just a couple more minutes after tech so you can see what's going on.
Absolutely. No, it's been a joy. Everybody's been a blast. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to get up first of all, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it back to Marc. And of course, you guys will see this face a little later on in the day. Tech is almost finished, and we have more exciting things going on. So back to Marc.
Thank you, Kate.
All right, we're back. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Chris. And awesome. I love it. This is like serious tech, and he techs real slot cars. So come on. Can't get any better than a real automotive technician, I think. And at his level, it's quite complex. Thanks for joining us, Chris. It's awesome. And we are finishing up our tech, and then we will be doing some laps here, I guess. We're doing some warm-up laps for the breaking of the motors. I believe the carb hour, that's what we're calling it, not to go and eat carbohydrates, but to break in the motors a little bit. And then there will be concourse, I believe, after things have been technically inspected, and I'm sure Mauricio has been looking at the cars to see which cars are going to be in the final concourse. Maybe we can get a shot at the concourse cars. I don't know if we want to give that away or not, but there we go. Cedric back there. I just saw Cedric. The big smile on his face, of course. All right, so those are the sheets we have to fill out, so that we know who's who, your car, your controller. Yes, it is very, very technical this year, which actually keeps things very fair and makes sure, I mean, nobody cheats here, which is good. And why would you want to do that anyway? But we want to make sure that everything is fair. About lunchtime here. There's some of the cars. There's a car on the tech sheet. The Momo. Someone's definitely running C2. See another Porsche next to that. C2 for sure. That's Kate's car. I know that's Kate's car. Maybe it's Nicole's car. Or Raven. It's Raven's car. I think Kate and Raven are running the same car, but Raven has that little black fin on her tail. All right, there you go. There's a few cars back there. Now let's go over the process a little bit of tech. So basically, after practice, when you are finished with your official practice session, you walk back to tech. So during tech, basically, you fill out the form, and you stand in line, and the body has to be removed. And then Kristen is at one station, so at that station, she basically checks all the things, and then you pick your motor if you are in C2. So C1, basically, they don't have to change motors. But if you're in C2, then after Kristen looks at the car with the body off, she checks all the boxes that need to be checked. Then you pick a motor, and then she looks at the motor number that you are assigned. So nobody can change their motor if you're in C2. The motor you get is the motor you get. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the C2 motors are going to be a lot faster than C1 motors, just because they get to pick the best out of 3, and those motors get to be broken in. So which can give you anywhere to 1,000, up to 1,000 or RPMs. Could be 1,500, could be a couple thousand RPMs. So once we move from that station, so if you are C2, then you actually have to move over one. You have to solder in your motor and make sure that we have to use the stock wires that come with the connectors. And then once that's all done, we move over to Chris's station, and Chris is examining the cars with a fine-tooth comb. So he is looking for things that shouldn't be on the cars, making sure the cars are properly weighted, and I believe the weight of the body has to be at least 18 grams. So I know that my car was a little bit light. I had to add 1 gram of weight behind the driver, so that weight has to be specific in a certain area. We can't put the weight on the chassis, which I think is better, but just so everybody's the same, the weight goes behind the driver. So there you see Chris handing off a car and checking off that driver has passed inspection. Yeah. So now there's a big group gathering, talking shop out. Okay, there's been a call for Marco. I don't know what that's all about. I'm not over there in the gossip circle, but there's something going on over there. We'll get to the bottom of this right now. And it's maybe about schedule. It's when we're starting, what's next, or questions about technical inspection. Let's get some more shots of cars. There's the cars right there. So those cars have passed technical inspection. Those cars are ready to go for concourse judging. So Marco's calling some people out here. And let's see what's going to go on here. C1 behind the driver's panel. I may have to go. I may have to go. We'll see. Let's see if we can get Victor Dabrowski in here for a second. Okay. Hey, Victor. Victor's looking at something down here. So I'm a C1, so I got to go behind the driver's panel for a little bit of a meeting. So I'm going to check off here, and let me hand that over to Victor Dabrowski here. Give me a second. Thank you.
That's too much. We'll make sure there's only one tonight.
Okay, here we are, guys, in El Segundo. The door is open and we have a nice breeze. This is actually group 1, where the guys have a few minutes to... Really? I didn't touch anything. Oh, okay. So here we are. Electric Dreams. The door is open and we have a nice, cool breeze. A little humid, but that's okay. Group 1 is out there right now practicing with the new motors that they received when they actually did driver sign-ups. So they're getting a few minutes to get the motors broken in, and then when we are done, we will go ahead and we will rotate with the other set of racers. So once again, this is group 1. It's been about 12-15 minutes breaking the motors in. Change drivers, now we do the group 2, so on and so forth. Looks like everybody has competitive times. Red is a much longer way around in the black lane. Everybody knows that. And like I say, you can't win it on red, but you can sure lose it on red. If you guys ever have a chance, come on down to Electric Dreams. Nearest intersection is the 405 freeway in Rosecrans. We're not too far from there. And this is a benefit. It's in El Segundo, where we're closer to the ocean, and it's a nice breeze. We have Eddie Shore out there right now on the yellow lane, and his fast time so far is a 6:59. Fast time on black is 6:43. And we have Bob Scott all the way from Arizona here on the green lane, running in the 7.0s. Quite a few people in here, but we're having fun, enjoying what we like to do, slot car racing. 132nd Slot.it Nationals. 132nd is the scale of the car. And if you guys are watching, the guys actually use a lint roller to go ahead and clean the tires. Gives you a little more traction, and that's done between every heat. The track is perfectly clean. There is no traction compound on there, aka glue, and it does help a little bit, but it still comes down to your finger knowing when to push it and when to not push it. Now we have Paul Guronsky, world champion, practicing on the yellow lane. Eddie stepped away for just a quick moment. Getting their cars broken in. Got Baba Hooley getting ready to hook up on the red lane. Okay, probably have about another 3 minutes to go. Computer's down to 12:08. Giving them, I believe Marco gave him 15 minutes of practice. And then the other guys are lined up behind him for the next heat. We also have a vintage racer here, Dennis Hill, aka Foamy, who's now running 132nd class with us. He's been a chassis builder extraordinaire. Works over Sonic Products still, I believe. Eddie Shore, who wrote one of the books on slot car racing, patiently waiting his time to get on the track. Quite a few racers from Motown Raceway up in Modesto. I see 4 of them right now in front of us, actually 5. Thank you. Okay, so the other one on the track right now was Baba Hooley, my Hawaiian partner. Marco was actually commenting on what you can do and what you cannot do on the cars. There's rules that have to be followed, and the rules are strict, especially since this is the Nationals. The weekly race, we try to enforce it, but 10 times more enforced when it's the Nationals. There's a lot of pride on the line here. A lot of interest. Make sure your tires are clean. Make sure your car is set up. And that's all we do at 12:10 here in Southern California. Electric Dreams, Slot Car Raceway. Slot cars are back. Have a good group of guys over here. Marco is making more announcements. Okay, anyone on the track right now is
Oh, my record. Hi. Yeah.
Hooley, then
I just seen him
Black
walk
Lane.
through there. Okay, come stay up here because I don't want you to get in trouble by going down there. I'm Kate. Hi. Hi.
Okay. Marco says that's it. 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Next, we have the next group of racers to break in their motors, get the car set up. The car's all past tech inspection. And now they just need to
I think he's waiting for you
get
back
the
there.
tires broken in,
Call him? No.
then we can go racing shortly.
So, does he know you're coming? Because you're on the phone with somebody. Yeah, he knows. Me and his wife probably.
The actual
I think he was
schedule of
over there.
events.
Because he was parking at the, up behind.
We're doing the actual car hour right now, which is breaking the motors, make sure your tires are set. And after the carb hour, we're going to have concourse voting. We'll have a group picture and the first round of qualifying at 2:30. Trying to stick to the schedule precisely. For the 100 guys, we have it listed for approximately 4 hours. Hopefully it won't take that long. Marco's reading out the racers that are up right now first.
So we have just started. I think this is the carb hour portion of the Slot.it Nationals. So if I'm not mistaken, this is so that the C1 drivers can test their motors. Because again, there's two different classes, C1 and C2. C1 does not have to purchase a motor. It gets assigned to them. Whenever they get their car tech, they get a motor assigned to them, and then they get to test it out on the track. So that's what we're doing today. Let me actually pull up the chat so I can say what you guys are saying. Let's see. Perfect, look at me go. So I don't know if you guys can see, but my shirt says, the most electric thing about this place, Electric Dreams. It's me, the most electric thing here. Of course, other than Marc. I don't know if you guys saw his shirt. His shirt was iconic. The moment. What we have on the driver panel right now, we have Victor on red. We have Corey on white. I think green is unplugged. Blue, we have Rick Eichhoff. And yellow, we have Cedric. And on black, we have Ricardo. Ricardo is part of Mauricio's group. So you have Mauricio, Enea, and Ricardo. So. I don't know if you guys, I don't think you guys can see outside of the store, but our famous Gam Gam burgers are here. If you are in the LA area, I highly suggest following them on Instagram because their burgers are insane. Jan's car is really fast. Jan is really fast when he races. Whenever I would see him practice here at the store, we would know he was on the track because of the way that he punches the trigger. Hopefully everyone's happy with their motor placements. I know that was a really big topic this weekend, was hopefully their new motor is fast. Okay, so they get one more lap, and I know guys, I promise, I'm well into it. It does say single lane, 15 laps per driver, so they get 15 laps per lane if I'm not mistaken. We're not keeping track of the lanes, I can see, because someone has 27, the other one has 30, so I think that they're doing by 15, so they stop at 45 and so on. So Corey has 2 more left. So because of the way that they're putting it on the Lapmaster, it's a little difficult to read because they're not stopping every 15 laps. But we're getting some really fast times in. 6.9s, 6.6s, 6.3. That had to be John. We have full house today, folks. We have a full house, so much so we have the rain room open, we have our electric alley open, and we even have some indoor pit spaces. We have 10 of those. Those are the special spaces. You got to reserve those to get in, right? It's so packed that when someone came in before their practice time, they said, I've got nowhere to sit. So luckily, us at Electric Dreams, we were prepared, and we had extra tables and chairs waiting. But it's jam-packed here. So Dennis just hopped on yellow. I think this is his first lap, this first 15. And then I think Victor has maybe 12 laps left on black. Remember, because of the way that they're doing the lap master. You know, speaking of Dennis Sampson, actually, he's on yellow right now. If you guys didn't know, he's our technician here at Electric Dreams. This is his home. The famous part for this weekend was the heat sink. Now, fun fact, last Electric Dreams Slot.it Nationals, last year, my very first one, everybody kept asking me for a certain part. They said I needed an SC820. I said, I don't know what that is. Then someone came up to me and they said, I need a heat sink from Samsung Classic. So, of course, I had to figure out what that was. Now, SC820, the Samsung Classic heat sink, is stuck in my brain. And we sold out this weekend. So, it's been a wild ride so far. And we're only on Saturday, guys. We got a full day ahead of us. You know, I see everyone saying that this text is small. Yeah, unfortunately, when I bought this shirt, I had to get it custom made. I didn't get to see a proof before I bought it. It's also like 90 degrees in this warehouse. You know what? I think that sounds right. 5'9" or 6'2". I always ask and I get told and I always forget. And unfortunately, I have no one around me here right now to ask for that. But if that sounds right. But don't take my word on that. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear, but my voice is gone. Crazy weekend so far. So I'm trying my best to sound like a normal individual. Dennis is inching his last 2 laps. There he goes. Dennis is finished with his 15. Hopefully he's happy. I didn't get to see what time he was able to hit. Okay, and then we have our own very own Maurizio. He's starting his 15 on black. Eileen. I'm not sure who we have left. I think Ricardo just went, and then we have Ricardo and Enea. They're helping Maurizio this entire practice. They've been at his side, and very good marshals, and they've been here, and they've been a wonderful part to Maurizio's little team that they have. So keep an eye out when you're watching live to see them when they're either marshalling or helping him pit. I think he's inching on his last 5 laps. Maybe, I think he wanted to move because he should have stopped at around 45, but it's okay. He's timing it out how he wants to. JR there, marshalling, doing a good job. There you go, JR. Puts it back in yellow. Okay, so it looks like Marco reset lap master. So we have Maurizio on 5 laps. And remember, he gets 15. And I joined in a little too late, so I'm not too in the know of who else is left. I know Dennis Sampson went. I know Corey Jett went. Rick Eichhoff went. Hopefully you guys were watching to see who went. Okay, let's see. Remember, voice is gone, so I'm trying my hardest to breathe it out. I just requested some water, so hopefully I get that soon. But looks like Morito is stepping off. Hopefully everything is okay with this car. Not sure who is next. And I'm sure you've heard it from Mark. I'm sure you've heard it from everybody. We actually have 2 kids in the race this year. We have Andrew Shin, who did amazing last year, and then we have Wyatt Schroeder. Very good driver as well. You know, we have a lot of family here at Electric Dreams. So one of our employees, Michael, he actually brought his wife and his 2 daughters. So they're here out and about, and he was typically my parents come and then they support, and my partner as well. So very fun, full, love family event. Okay, so who we have on the track coming on now? Green. We have Ian Rice, we have Rob Bender, and then we have Bob Poman, and then Tim Fleener on black. Now, Tim has done very, very well so far. For those who watched the cold start, if I'm not mistaken, Tim won first place. After this, let's see. Okay, now I can read the. Oh, and then we have Al Castillon popped up on white. Let's see, 6-8 on green. That was Ian's lap, and then we have 6-7 on 8. That's Tim's lap. 7-5 on yellow. That's Bob. 7-2 on blue. That's Rob. We're picking us at good times here. Al's time should. There he goes. Okay, Al's time is shooting up. He just joined, but these lap times is going to be very fun to see during qualifying. There he goes. There goes Al popping in 8-3. Ian on 6. Rob on 7-2. 7-5 for white, 6-6 on green, 7-2 on blue, 7-3 on yellow, and 6-7 on black. So last lap for blue popping in. He's at 14 already. So this is should be Rob's last lap. So after this carb hour, we move on to our concourse. Fastest we have was 6-7 on black. No, sorry, 6-6 on green. That was, I think, Ian's time. Mr. Rice over here. Will I be saved soon with some refreshing water after talking for 15 minutes straight? Wonderful. So Ted Nito just popped up on blue out of nowhere. Oh, and then we have Steve Holzman on yellow. Baba Hooli on black. Remember, guys, this is only for the C1 racers because C1, they didn't get any motors to of course they could have bought a motor and tested their motor, but they were given a motor during tech, and then they have these 15 laps to test them. So it's a test of their skill, because this is the class that you want to join if you are a competitive racer. C2 was the less competitive, and we also had our own little rule here at Electric Dreams that if your name is on the wall of champions, you had to do C1. You had to register for C1 class. So there are a lot of familiar faces here, like Bob, Ted, Al. So we have Rodney as well. Rodney Clark coming in on green. Okay, so we have some new faces on the track. We have Tyler Colvin and Justin Colvin. They are brothers. This is Tyler's first nationals, but I think Justin raced last year, if I recall. If you're a fan of the channel, you've been here for a long time. If you remember what happened with Justin last year when I interviewed him, highlight of my career, I'd say. Rodney's pulling through, just went off on green. You know, I gotta say, guys, the cars this year are just so nice. All of the painting that's been done, all of the time and the effort in all of these cars has been such a fun experience to look at. Like, and all my regulars, when they come in, they show me their cars loud and proud, and they're like, look at what I did. And it makes me so happy to see how much effort that went into these cars. And they're doing a wonderful job. These four are kicking it. So we're actually going to have something later on. I saw the little comment about some racer profiles. We're actually going to have some driver photos, and we actually have some fun facts written here about the drivers. That's later on, though, so you have to stick around because we have a whole full day full of slot cars. We have a concourse that is not going to be live, I don't think, and then we have qualifying, which starts at 2:30, which is going to be live, followed by the first, second, third, and fourth overall heats. I'm not going to be up here. You're probably going to see me interviewing the heat winners. But you're going to get a lot of Doug in up here. So you're going to be able to see everybody's face. You know, I'm telling you names, like I'm saying Rodney, Tyler, and Justin. You're probably not familiar with these faces. Rodney's on green, you have Tyler on blue, and you have Justin on yellow, and they are zooming through. And I think this car power has gone really well. I haven't seen anybody too upset about their motors, so. You know, JR is really killing it as Marshall over here. He's being fairly attentive, making sure everybody gets a fair chance of getting put back on there so they could do as much as they can to test their motors. Alrighty, Marco cut them out. We have Tyler and Justin just finished there. Tyler's bringing it home. Yes, those lap times that are on the right, the lap record on the right side of the screen, those are from the GT race from last week. Hey, Rove. So I don't know if you guys just saw, but we actually just finished the C1 Carb Hour. I think everybody's motors went well. I think they're very excited to start the race that we got coming up. So to give me a little rest, as well as Mark, Doug, Ian, and everybody else that's going to be on camera tonight, we are going to take a break so we can do concourse and everybody gets to rest, have some lunch. You know, you also can go out, maybe run some errands. Right now, we are going to stop the broadcast, and we'll see you soon for qualifying and what else is to come for the rest of the day. So, bye guys, see you soon.
I was racing for Hogan Racing, and that was in the middle of the split, and so we were not running the Indy 500. I went and sat in the grandstands with some of the team, and my first impression was the speed of the cars, the noise, the size of the facility shocked me. How big it was, and the layout, and so yeah, that was my first experience here. I didn't come back again until 2002 until I drove my first laps. My first impressions actually were this is easy. Came back for the race for the month. It's 20 degrees warmer and windy, and I flat-sided the car off of turn 1 quite soon into the test. And I was like, this isn't quite as easy as I thought. And that was the first insight into the challenge of the Indianapolis 500. And that started this love affair that I have with this race and with this track. And so in a couple of years, we qualified in the front row, run quite well. But 2007, just the car was really, really good. That feeling going down it always hit me on the backstretch for some reason. That feeling of just, we've done it. And that was on the backstretch. But I turned in from pit lane, you do that left turn, and I see my family and my friends and my team standing there. And then yeah, that was the moment. I've still got it in my head, and that was the yeah. It is the culmination of a lifetime of effort. I remember when I won the first one. At first, I thought, right, I'm quite happy now. I've done what I wanted to do. Right, cool. I can kind of do whatever I want. I'll chill out. And then about a week later, I was like, oh dear. I realized what the fire was actually burning brighter. But it is that culmination of effort, not just from you, but from people that have helped you along the way. I was at the shop last month, and it was ring day, and everybody got a ring for Alex's win last year. Everybody. And everybody's put that effort, and everybody feels it on the team.
Hi, how are you? Are you a Journey to Watch member?
Of course. All right, guys, coming in this lap. Tires and fuel. Tires and fuel. You need this one for the win.
Why'd you have to get so many?
I had the rewards.